Hi, it's Jason from Liveability, and I'm going to walk you through how to change a flat tyre. Now these are some of the tools you're going to need to change that tube. We now need to take off the rear wheel to work out what's caused this puncture. First step, we need the gears in the lowest setting in the rear cassette, and then we need to undo the rear skewer. Now we're undoing the rear skewer. Once that's undone, we just lift the weight of the bike and you'll see the wheel will just pop out like that. Once you've removed that, we can flip the bike upside down. And it can sit there while we repair this rear tube. Okay, now we'll be taking the tyre off the rim and we'll be using the tyre levers from earlier. We'll start at the opposite side of the valve. Place one tyre lever on the inside and the other about 5 to 10 centimetres away. We then can remove with our fingers and just run your hand all the way along. And then we can pull out the tube. Okay, now what we want to check for is what has caused this puncture. So we keep this tube for now. We remove the whole tyre from the rim, like so. We'll run our fingers on the inside whilst inspecting the outside for any debris, glass, nails, anything like that. Now, this has been the culprit. A small piece of glass has worked its way through the tube and punctured it. So we get rid of that. Next step is putting the brand new tube inside the tyre. So again, we put the rim on one side of the tyre. We wrap that around. You can see we've cleaned all on the inside here. You can see we've got a nice gap all the way around. Get our tube. Now to make life a little bit easier, we want to inflate the tube a little bit, just to give it a bit of shape. Okay, so now we're going to put a bit of air in the tube to create a bit of form to make it easier to put back in the wheel. So what we want to do is just unwind the top of the valve, and then you can put your little pump, track pump, or your CO2 inflator, just to put a little bit of air inside. Okay, now you can see it has a little bit of form. Now we put this back inside. We find where the valve hole is. So we got it right here. Put the valve in first. And as you can see, we need to shove the tube back inside the tyre. Now, once it's all tucked in, you start from the valve, and we want to put the bead back over the rim. Okay, now this is the tricky part. So you've worked it all the way from the rim to the other side, and then we have the last little bit. So you can use your thumbs or roll your hand over. If it's really tough, you can get the tyre lever, place it in like this, one at a time, over and over. And that's it. Now we pump it back up. Okay, we have the new tube inside, we have the tyre back on, we've removed the piece of glass that caused the puncture. Now let's get the wheel back on the bike and let's go riding. Okay, what we want to do, once we've pumped up the tyre, we just need to close the valve. So we just wind this in, We then get the valve cap, put that back on. We can put the wheel back in the bike. Make sure that rear skewer is done back up. Right, so I've got the wheel back in. Let's go riding.